Welcome to this video. My name is Queen and I'm the director of UK's Dazzling Beauty, and I'm also a former beauty queen, and I'm with you right now to give you the 7 ways to stand out and shine in the pageant world and reign powerfully. And I hope you enjoy this. So basically, you might want to know who I am. I'm the director of UK's Dazzling Beauty, a former multiple award-winning beauty queen, an international motivational speaker, an international singer that's performed in 5 countries, which includes Turkey and Bulgaria. When I reigned as a beauty queen, I raised over £1,000 and 1,600 for charity. I won the Miss Charity Kent title, Miss Charity UK, Miss Charity Europe in 2011 to 12. I have had over 100 TV appearances, which includes interviews, TV presenting, hosting TV shows, being in adverts and performing on TV shows. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of girls and women to achieve their dreams in the modelling, media, performing arts and pageant industry, and in other industries too, because as I said, I'm a motivational speaker, so I help people to achieve success, business success, success in their career, success in terms of family life. Sometimes I talk on a TV show about marriage and different topics like that, because I'm always often a guest on different TV shows. Okay, so these are some pictures of things I do or things I've done. For example, TV presenting, hosting a workshop. That was me when I basically won Miss Charity Europe. This is me with some models here. This is me with Johnny Pash and some of the beauty queens at the UK's Dazzling Beauty competition. This is me when I won Model of the Season. I had a 2-page spread in a magazine in Nigeria, and they contacted me through Facebook. So I definitely believe that if you put yourself out there in a good way, you can be contacted for opportunities, and they will come to you, even though I still think you need to go to opportunities too. And basically, I contacted Yashir Ahmed from London Met University, and I interviewed him on my show, which was called UK Policies on Ben TV, and spoke to him about the topic of basically education and young people. Okay, so what am I going to teach you today? I'm going to teach you how to make a difference in the pageant world, how to shine and showcase your talents and gifts and beauty, how to stand out in the pageant world rather than blending in, how to reign powerfully using your crown and title, how to be popular in the pageant world. And basically this can help you in terms of your career as well after pageantry. So I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so here we go. Here are the 7 ways to stand out in the pageant world and reign powerfully. Number 1, you need to know your best qualities. The truth is, you have unique talents, unique gifts, you have these qualities that are precious, you have beauty that's special. Never take yourself for granted. Don't just think that everybody's can do this, everybody's like me, we're all beautiful. Of course you're all beautiful, but always know that you have something special to give, and try and discover what your unique selling point is. Is it your eyes? Is it your thighs? Is it the fact that you have really cute feet? What makes you unique and different? Believe in your unique qualities. Write a list of your 20 top qualities and don't be modest. I want you to get a pen and paper, and I really want you to stop this video and literally do this. You'll have a chance to do this at the end of the video as well, so if you don't do this now, you can always go back and do it later. But make sure you do it, because it's about grabbing the moment. Because you might forget about this and you might get on, you might not decide to watch the video again, which I encourage you to do that, by the way. I encourage you to come back and watch it again. But let's say you don't. You may not have that opportunity to really discover those unique qualities that you have. This is something you should do often. You really need to get really familiar with what makes you amazing and unique. And the reason why you need to do this is because when you go for interviews, you need to be able to talk about yourself. When you go for job interviews, when you go for opportunities for castings and auditions and things like that. So you really need to know yourself, and you need to be really confident about selling yourself. Another thing is successful beauty queens are aware of their strengths, their best qualities, and they use it to their advantage. So let's say you're really good at catwalk. You could use this as a chance to increase your chances of getting modelling work. You could use it as an opportunity to also coach girls in modelling. So if you're really good at catwalk coaching, you could actually start charging girls to work with you and be paid for it. This is how you can start your own business. Or maybe you're really good at singing. Why not start singing at events? And then you can use this to boost your profile, your image, and you can even start singing at some of the pageants that are out there. You could actually ask them if they would book you to sing. You don't have to be paid for it, but you could do this just to get publicity and to get your name out there. Number 2, do more of what you love. What is it that you love doing? That's my question to you. What is it? What are you good at doing? Do more of what you're good at, because when you do things that you're good at, it increases your confidence and improves your self-esteem. When your self-esteem increases and your confidence increases, what's going to happen? Opportunities will come to you. You'll start attracting good things. Because Jim Rohn says this: success is something you attract by becoming an attractive person. So when you're doing the things you love, when you're living your full purpose, when you are out there serving in the world and you're joyfully doing more of the things that you love, you're going to start to attract good things. Because when you do the things you love, you're very happy, you're fulfilled, you feel great, and so it's just going to bring good things to you, and you're going to start seeing other opportunities, seeing the good people. But if you're doing things that you hate all the time, you're never going to be happy, and you're never going to really succeed. I'm not saying you can't do things that you hate sometimes, because sometimes you might, for example, hate doing maths, but you may need to do it to pass your degree or something. So it's important to do the things that you have to do to be successful, but look for fun ways to do it. If it's something that you can't get out of, try and look for fun ways to do it. So for example, I had one friend that really didn't like the idea of writing with just one pen, the one colour of a pen. So he couldn't just write with a black pen, for example. He needed to write with different colour pens to enjoy the whole process of learning in class. So he would have like a green pen, a red pen and a blue pen. And that was his way of keeping things exciting. Now to someone, they might think, oh my gosh, that's a bit different and everything, but that's his way of learning. Another person, maybe they love to use sticky notes. Another person, maybe they have to have it could be felt tips when they're doing their work, or it could be that they have to use a vision board and there's lots of different ways to be creative. Maybe you need to write lots of notes, maybe you need little cards, for example. So there are different ways that you could learn more joyfully, and there's also good ways to do what you love. So you could break things down as well, by the way. And how you can do that is by not trying to do too much at once. So let's say you love cooking, but you find it all a big bother. You could decide to minimize how much cooking you do. So you could just decide to, let's say you want to make chicken, right? And let's say you're thinking, oh my god, it's going to take too long. You could just decide, okay, I'm going to season the chicken today, and tomorrow I'm going to actually make the chicken. Or you could think, maybe you want to make cakes, so you might think something like this: okay, I'm going to buy the ingredients today, and tomorrow I'm going to actually start making the cakes. Or you might want to invite your little cousin around, or your niece or something, to make it fun, so you can do it with people. Involve your family, involve your friends into these activities. It could be your best friend. Get people involved. Maybe you could go singing together with someone. Make things fun in that sense. If you love to sing, hire a tutor, work on your singing gift all the time today, even if it's for 30 minutes a day, or even if it's once a week. Just try and work on the things that you love doing, especially the things that you're very talented in doing. If you love ice skating, do this at least once, I would say once or twice a month, or it could be once a month. Or you could even watch ice skating videos on YouTube. This would also give you joy, because men love football, and that's why they watch it all the time, because they love it, and it's important to do the things you love. You could also do things you love in terms of, if you love the smell of candles, why not buy lots of candles? You don't have to buy them all at once, but you can start collecting them bit by bit, and then you could have a shelf of candles. You could have a shelf of your favourite perfumes, for example. Surround yourself with beauty. It's going to make you feel good. Okay, so ideas of things that you might love. Going back to what I was saying, I'm going to now show you some examples. You might love journaling. So you could, I want you to think about writing out your ideas and thoughts often, like once a day at least before you go to bed, or you could do it in the morning. Swimming, ice skating, traveling, fashion design. It could be making clothes, it could be arts and crafts, it could be music, cooking, playing on a keyboard. Perhaps you might want to get one. It could be that you love playing the violin and you want to get back into that hobby again. Making cakes, it could be the gym, it could be candles, it could be reading books, it could be dance classes, it could be learning a language. think of things that you could do, and I really want to challenge you to choose 3 things to start working on and to really take seriously. So for example, my hobbies that I love is motivational speaking, singing, and I also love traveling. So these are 3 things I do often. I often travel, I often do motivational speaking, and I often do singing. Motivational speaking, it's not just me going to present at a event or something like that, but I also speak through things like this, where I'm doing this course, for example, or it could be making videos on YouTube. It's something I really love doing, but I also know that I could do other things that I love more, such as I really love the gym, I love working out, which I do, but I would love to do more things to keep myself really uplifted. Okay, so now we're on to number 3, and that is for you to launch your celebrity career or product or both. Okay, so basically I'm about to launch a course called the Celebrity Beauty Queen course. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a taster from that here, just a tiny sneak peek into it. So basically, you honestly, if you want to be a celebrity beauty queen, which is the highest level of being a beauty queen out there, because if you think about it, you start at the beginner stage, then you move to intermediate, then you move to advanced, and then you become a celebrity. And it doesn't mean that you have to be as famous as Beyonce or as famous as Rihanna. We're not talking about that. We're talking about launching your career. We're talking about you making a difference in the world. This could mean, that you become a TV presenter or a host, or you have your own boutique. It means that you turn your love for pageants into something tangible, something that's a solid career. You're not just wasting money, throwing money down the drain. It's good to invest in your pageantry, but there is a reason why you're doing it in the first place. You're doing it because you want to be a model or a singer or a dancer. It's a stepping stone. If you're doing it to raise money for charity, that is also a powerful thing, but I'm just saying that if you want to take it further and if you really want to stand out as a beauty queen, it's really, really important that you think about, okay, how can I actually turn this into money? How can I turn this into opportunities? How can I meet people through this? How can I serve the world in a more powerful way? So this means that you need to do more in the industry. You could sing at live events, you could launch your own modelling career, you could help out at pageants by giving catwalk training, you could produce your own calendar, you could make your own posters, which you could sign for your fans and give them out at your appearances. Or maybe if you judge at pageants, you can, there'll be lots of young people out there that might want your signature, and they want to have your poster or your flyer or something, and if you sign it, they're going to love you for that. They're going to be like, oh my god, I got this beauty queen's she signed her autograph for me. So you have to make yourself somebody by having a product or a service that you can give out there. You could launch your own business. It could be your own pageant business, it could be a modeling business, it could be a talent show that you start organising, it could be just a party that you organise for young people or something like that. It could be you get involved in youth work and work in a place that helps people. Like, for example, one of our girls, Louise Toms, she actually transformed her career from working in an office job, and UK's Dazzling Beauty, she said that it actually helped her to go for her dreams, which was to become a personal trainer and a Pilates teacher. So now she's living her dream, doing what she really wants to do, and she's just happier than ever, and she's traveling, and she did Miss Bikini World, and she came with us to Nigeria and things like that. So I really do believe when you're in your right career, when you found a place for you, that you will bloom and flourish and thrive more. But this does not mean that you need to kick your current career to the curb, because you can still do that. Like, the whole point of being a celebrity beauty queen is you can do more than one thing. Most celebrities are multi-talented, so you could be a nurse, or you could be a doctor, or you could be a lawyer or a accountant, but you can still do your pageant things or your other, you can still do things on a flexi basis or here and there whenever you have time. So for example, with motivational speaking, I don't do motivational speaking every day. I do it once in a while when the opportunity comes up. It could be on a Saturday, it could be on a Tuesday, I could have the day off for it. TV presenting is the same thing. So I get to do all these things. It's just that I'm not doing them every day. If I was doing them every day, maybe I wouldn't be able to do all of them. So you can have more than one career as a beauty queen. And I really want to advise you that if you want to really, really, really take off as a beauty queen, to get this part right, to actually start deciding that, yep, I'm going to launch something, I'm going to organise something. These are the people that stand out, and you may start small and think it's cheesy and think it's grotty, but everybody has to start somewhere, so don't be discouraged if you start small. And even if you create a calendar, no one buys it, don't be discouraged, because bit by bit you end up succeeding, and you can even give them away, by the way. You could do a little competition and give them away. This is a great way for you to raise more money for charities. So let's move on. Okay, case study, right? I'm going to now talk about 3 beauty queens that launched their celebrity careers, and these are people that are completely famous, really famous. Okay, so Vanessa Williams, she was the winner of Miss America 1984. She launched her singing career after that and became a successful singer, a very successful singer, and then she became a Hollywood actress, and I think I've written famous singer twice, so I'm going to move that off. Okay, so Oprah Winfrey, she was the winner of Miss Black Tennessee, and then she was discovered and became an actress, and she was in the very popular film The Color Purple. Fast forward a few years, she launched her own TV show, and now she is known as the first African American billionaire. I mean, Oprah Winfrey is a world changer. I mean, she's one of the most powerful women in the world, if not, close enough to the most powerful woman. I think she's probably the most powerful woman in the world when it comes to what she's achieved. She's so powerful. I mean, I know there are other people that are very powerful, but they don't have their own network. They don't have their own magazine. They don't have, they haven't changed lives for years and years on a TV show the way she has. She's really helped people. And then if you think about Sharon Stone, she's also another one I want to look at. She was Miss Crawford County and then became one of Hollywood's most famous actresses and models. So she, of course, is a legend when it comes to acting. She's one of the first, the first for our kind of era. I know we're at different ages, but what I mean is that when I was growing up, I remember Sharon Stone being very famous, and I'm sure you do too. So this can happen to you, by the way. It's happened to UK beauty queens too. I'm not going to really talk about that much in this recording, but in the Celebrity Beauty Queen course, we're going to cover a lot more about case studies of beauty queens that have turned into celebrities. Okay, so step 4 is to have a platform. When you have a platform, this is a really, really good thing, because beauty queens in America, they tend to have platforms, and sometimes this is missing in UK pageants, but I know it's something that is very, very important, and some pageants do talk about having a platform. So basically, your platform needs to be something that you want to take a stand against, something that you feel passionate about, that you want to put an end to, maybe something that you feel really upsets you in life, like in society, that you just really want to see a change in that area. A woman on a mission to make a change is a powerful woman. Your cause needs to be something that means a lot to you and to the society. So it could be, for example, overcoming bullying. Maybe you want to put an end to bullying and you want to start going to schools and making some changes in this area. It could be overcoming child trafficking. It could be overcoming anxiety. It could be conquering depression. It could be a campaign to end violence in homes. It could be supporting an organisation. When you go for your media appearances, when you go on television, when you go to events, you want to be talking about your campaign. You want to be saying, I'm a beauty queen, I have this title, and this is what I stand for, this is what I want to do. Especially when you speak to the media, you need to talk about, maybe give tips and tricks on how this can be reduced. Obviously, there will be some times where it's not going to be a great time to talk about it. So maybe if you're for example, let's say you're at a fun event and it's all about, let's say maybe it's a children's party, for example, and you're there and it's something positive, you might not want to talk about some of the campaign that you might not want to talk about the campaign you have. You might want to save it for those crucial meetings or those crucial interviews. So for example, if you're being interviewed on your story and your cause and your mission, then you can talk about it. But if you're maybe, let's say you go to a barbecue and then you go, oh everybody, my cause right now is I'm going to help people to overcome this. It doesn't make any sense. So it has to make sense, and you're going to know within yourself when to talk about your cause and your platform and when to talk about the things that you want to do. Okay, so now let's move on to step 5, and that's raising huge amounts of money for charity. I really do not believe you're going to stand out much in the pageant world if you don't raise tons of money for charity. So I want you to make it your goal to raise at least £1,000 by the end of this year. And to be honest, I would go with even more. I raised £1,600 for charity when I was reigning in my pageant year in 2011. I started in 2010 entering pageants, so by the year after, I had done enough to push me to that level, and I really think that this actually is what made me really stand out in the industry, and it made me win all these different charity awards and titles and crowns that I know that you can win too. And it's about letting the world know that you've won those crowns by making appearances. Just get creative. Like I would say, write down ideas of what you can do to raise money for charity. Some ideas is, for example, a cake sale. You could sell clothes on Gumtree, on eBay. You could do an auction, a live auction. You could do something at your local pub. You can do things. I think getting your community involved is a great thing. You need to really make it fun, make it creative. You don't want to just say, oh, I raised money for charity because I just did one run and that was it. You want to have done loads of things. I did street fundraising, I spoke at events, I performed at events, I went on television. I really did a lot to raise money for charity. Sixth way that you can stand out and shine in the pageant world and reign powerfully. Basically, you need to rock it on social media. So you need to get involved in discussions that are going on social media. The pageant directors recognize the girls and women that are making a difference. They recognize you when you answer their emails. They recognize you when you get back to their text messages. They recognize you when you're engaging in the Facebook groups. You go to class, and you go to class all the time, and your teacher knows you, everybody knows you, and then you do well in your coursework and everything. Everybody will be like, wow, well done. But let's say you go along and you go to a couple of classes, you don't really do much of the work, you don't bother to turn out much, and then all of a sudden it comes exam day, and now you expect to get this fantastic grade and you don't get much of a good grade, and your teacher is thinking, and everybody's thinking, well, what do you expect? You were barely there. And that's what some girls do in the pageant world. They expect so much, but they're barely there. So make sure you are not barely there on social media, because social media is where you can really dominate. It's where you can really shine, because everybody can see you. So you want to promote yourself powerfully, inspire people with your beauty, your words, your gifts, your talents. You want to upload amazing pictures of you. You want to be showing people that I am up to things. I am making appearances. I am getting myself out there. I am standing out on social media. I am beautiful. I am going for photo shoots. I am making appearances. You should be doing something every week. And I'm not kidding. And when you take pictures, don't just take 1 or 2. Try and take 20 images so that you can select the best 5 or 10 and then upload them. Answer questions if anyone is struggling. So if you can help people, don't always go for the popular person. Try and help the people that need help, that maybe are, not so popular, no one really bothers with them. Try and help them too, because that's a way of showing that you are a loving, kind person. Like a contradiction, because it is important for you to try and network with higher people and things like that. But you also need to be able to look down and help those that are trying to get up. Carry yourself with elegance and grace. No swearing, no posting nude pictures, whatever it may be. It can cost you your title, it can cost you your crown, it could just make people not want to follow you, it could just do many things. So try and always remain amazing and positive, and just keep being the best version of you. You can never be perfect, but you just need to keep trying. Okay, now we're going to talk about your portfolio. This is going to be a great way for you to stand out. I have recognised and noticed that the girls that really used to win, like when I was in Miss Great Britain, the ones that really were winning and standing out, whether it be the grand finalists, so the ones that got through to the grand finalists, they often had a very powerful portfolio, which was full of images that were just amazing. They would upload images on their social media. Okay, so having a wide range of images in your portfolio is important, such as fitness images, beauty shots. It could be wedding images, commercial, editorial. Just try and have a variety of things, because this is the pageant world. And you don't always have to go for a photo shoot to take these images. You can actually buy your own professional camera, professional pictures, yourself. You could get for friends or family to take it for you when you go out and about. So it doesn't have to always be a photographer. You can still capture amazing images with your own professional camera. You could buy a Canon camera or a Nikon, or I think those two are the best, but I have the Canon 500D as well. Okay, so basically take professional pictures with your sash and crown. This is a very, very important thing. Okay, so in terms of building your portfolio, your main picture on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, etc. should be your most fabulous picture. So you want to change your image from time to time. Don't just have the same boring picture and leave it there for like 10 years. You want to change your picture, maybe once a month, or it could be once every 2 weeks. People love variety and they love change, and this makes you stand out, but make sure it's a good picture. It doesn't have to always be a pageant image. It could be a picture of you on your photo shoot, but you want it to be something that's amazing. And if it's something that's not so amazing, don't keep it up there for too long. Submit your images to the media on a weekly basis. Try and get featured every week if possible. I know this is not always possible, and sometimes it's good to let the media opportunities come to you, but it's always good to put yourself out there as well. But what I want to say is this: it's really important that you really package yourself very well. So for example, when you enter UK's Dazzling Beauty, we send you an application form, we send you an information pack, we send you 15 reasons to attend, and so on and so forth. You need to package yourself. We send you a flyer, images, we send you video links. You need to start packaging yourself a bit like that. A professional doesn't just go along and say hi. They don't just send an email. It's a bit like they have a cover letter, they have a CV, they have a portfolio. These are the things you need to be thinking about. How are you packaging yourself? Are you packaging yourself as an amateur, or are you packaging yourself as a brand, as somebody that's like, okay, she's got her biography, she's sent that to me along with an email. At least if you send that and then you send them some images, they're going to think, yes, this girl, she's going pro, she's just working on herself, she's got something tangible to give to me. Sometimes they may want more. So for example, if you have a demo, you can send that. I mean, I've got so many things to send people if they want anything. So if someone said to me right now, please send me loads of things about you. Pictures, I want video links, I want podcast shows, I want some of your press releases, this, that, the other. I can just send it. I want copies of your certificates. I'm just giving you an example. If they needed it for maybe something to do with a job or whatever, I could send that as well. So it's really important that you have these things ready. Maybe, for example, what we do in UK's Dazzling Beauty is we laminate our press releases. So, I mean, I haven't laminated all of them, but if someone said now, we want you to come on the news and we want you to bring along your press releases, I could bring that along and show them press releases. Maybe they may not want to show them on the news, but let's say they wanted to just see what we had done, and maybe it would make them think, oh, okay, you've been in all those newspapers and magazines. Okay, well, we have this opportunity. Would you be interested in this? Because when they see that you are a regular face in the media, they're going to be like, hold on a minute, you could have a column, could you write for us once in a while, could you speak on this topic? Because they're going to think, well, she's always in the media, so they're always in the media, the brand is going places, let's get involved, let's get them involved. Okay, so assignments for you. Number 1, to do some research on 10 beauty queens in the industry. Spend time studying them, interview them if possible, network and get to know them and find out what they did to raise money for charity. What did they do to make appearances? Where did they go? How did they get the opportunities? How did they win the big titles and crowns that they have won? What are their ideas that they have actually told? What did they tell you to do? Did they say, this is the best thing I suggest that you do? Another thing you want to do is you want to write down your best qualities, strengths, achievements, successes, and reflect on this on a daily basis, or at least once or twice a week. The third thing you want to do is you want to look at online and print out images from the online world that inspires you. So you could go to Google, have a good look at some images of photo shoots that you would love to capture. So collect about 15 images, put them into your folder, and just use that as inspiration so that when you go for your next photo shoot, you can speak with the photographer and say, look, these are the concepts I have. I want a photo shoot similar to this. I want a picture similar to that. I want us to do something on location. I want to wear this kind of makeup. Do you have a makeup artist that you could provide for me that could help me to create this look? Or maybe you could look for your own makeup artist and your own hairstylist, maybe have a friend to help you out or something like that. So you want to get really creative with your photos, and the only way you're going to be able to do this is by really looking out there to see what's inspirational. You could also cut images out from magazines and from catalogues. I would recommend that you order some catalogues and buy magazines on a regular basis. Okay, so now I want to leave you with an inspirational quote, and this is from Marie Forleo. It's an inspirational question in a way, and I think this is something that's going to inspire you. Okay, so the question I want to ask you is, if you were the best in the world at what you do, how would you behave? Now, this is something that Marie Forleo has said, and Marie Forleo is a marketing queen. She's got over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and she talks about marketing and business advice and branding and things like that. So she basically asked this question: if you were the best in the world at what you do, how would you behave? So what kind of food would you put in your body? How would you dress? How would you show up in the world? So if you now are the best UK's Dazzling Beauty that's ever existed, or the best Miss England, or the best Miss Great Britain, let's say you are now the #1 beauty queen in the UK, how would you act? How would you behave different? What would you do if you were the best beauty queen, if you were the best model? How would you show up every single day? What about when there's an event coming up and you think, oh, I'm not going to really go because it's just a small thing, what's the point? Would you really use that as an excuse, or would you just show up because you're going to be professional, you're going to go there, you're going to just be there, and you're going to be the best beauty queen? What about if you go to a fashion show, and the fashion show, they don't have a great, amazing place for you to change? Maybe it's just a little back space, and it's just a small, tiny place. Will you start acting arrogant? Will you start showing up everyone and being like, what's this? I'm not changing here. Please, I can't do this. Or will you be a pro and just go through it, just be like, you know what, thank you for this space, I'm going to get changed now, I'm going to rock it on this fashion show. One thing I want to say to you is, it's not always glamorous. I mean, Girls Aloud said this, and a lot of people have said this in the industry. Don't be deceived by the glitz and the glam, because the truth is, it's not always glamorous. There are going to be times where it's going to be hard. There'll be challenges. There'll be times when it will be so amazing, and sometimes it will just be so tiring, frustrating. You may expect so much and then you won't get as much as you expected. Maybe you'll go out and raise lots of money for charity, and you'll be out there trying to raise this amount of money, and you just won't be able to hit your target. But the most important thing is to keep showing up and don't take it personal. That's one thing I'll say to you, is don't take it personal, and don't let the challenges defeat you, but rather let those challenges be a stepping stone for success. And so I gave you the 7 ways to stand out in the pageant world. Thank you for joining me. Good luck, and go out there and be one of the best beauty queens ever.